What's up, everybody? It's Bree, and we are moving into step two of our 6 steps to success. Remember, each and every step is part of creating or helping you create your daily method of operation or your DMO, meaning what tasks are you doing each and every day to scale and sell inside of your social selling business. And so, step number one, just a quick recap from last week, is what are you doing to create new contacts? Getting your products and services in front of new eyeballs is what we talked about last week. And this week, what we're talking about is step number two is what are you doing today that's going to help you produce a sale, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next year, or some other time down the road. What action are you doing today to essentially get your product and or service in front of eyeballs, new eyeballs, old eyeballs, eyeballs, right? So one of the things that works best, obviously, are when we're talking about products or services that can be measured, right? So this is why weight loss is such a profitable category, because people can measure what they weighed before taking your product and after taking your product, or what they weighed before taking your class or after taking your class, right? So measurable results. People want to see product demonstrations if you have one. In our business, you guys, we drove the company to a $50 million company, literally stirring pudding online, showing how our product worked. Okay, so think of demonstrations, think of before and afters, and stories. So, what you want to do in your business is you want to create as many success stories as fast as humanly possible, and then start telling the world all about them. So maybe if it's a beauty or skincare, right? So if it's skincare, here's what my skin looked like before, here's what my skin looked like after. Maybe it's a financial service, and you say, "Hey, Sally Sue had maybe a credit score of this, and then has this after using our services." Or someone was looking to make an extra $500 a month, and now they are continuously making $1,000 a month, right? So the before and after is going to be one of the most impactful things that you can share in order to help you produce a sale today, tomorrow, next week, next year, or down the road, along the way at some point. And the greatest thing about doing this on social selling, on social media, is that those videos will live on. Yes, there are some strategies, because sometimes they go unseen for a long time, and if there's no interaction, they disappear. But you can strategically go in and reply to comments or those things, and bring old videos back alive, that may have found their way to the vault. Which, in fact, I saw that happen this week. One of my business partners had a video pop up from like 2012 or something, one of his first online videos. And I thought it was great to see, right? And then it got a bunch of new interaction, but really just showed his true entrepreneurial spirit. And to know that he's still in the entrepreneurial world now was just a cool little thing to see. So you can go get those posts to boost back up that you do today, and then you can go down the road and do it. But here's one thing, you guys, that I want you to understand, is that one, yes, content is crucial. So it's all about getting seen. However many times you can get in front of people and really showcase the problems that your product and or service solves. So remember that it's not about what the product is, it's about what the product does. It's not about what the service is, it's about what the service does. What problems does that product or service solve? That's the things that you should be talking about. So if you're talking about, I'm just going to stick on the weight loss side here, just because that's where my brain's rolling. If you're talking to someone and you're saying, well, are your triglycerides right? Are your hormones balanced? Like all of these things, like most people, I won't say most, I'd say a lot of people aren't going for regular blood work. They don't know the biology of what's going on and what's wrong with their cortisol levels and what's wrong with their belly fat. It's just like, hey, are you struggling with getting rid of that belly fat? Have you done every setup, and after you've had children, it literally just won't go away, right? So you want to talk in like the everyday average person language, and don't try to go too scientific or high level. Remember that you're solving everyday problems, okay? So those are the things you want to have in your messaging as you create your content. So again, going back to the content idea. So you want to be seen in as many places as humanly possible. And for me, those places are TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I recommend four. Could you do more? Sure. But if you're not consistent on all four, I wouldn't add in another one just yet. Get consistent on one, then add in a second. Get consistent on two, add in a third. But here's the thing, you can repurpose that content. So all the things that you're seeing right here, that I'm recording, you're going to see in multiple places where I show up. Right? Because there's new eyeballs in all of those places. So again, what can we do to create a sell? Well, we can get seen by more people by being on more platforms. It's as simple as that. And making sure that people will say like, just go post the video. Don't worry about what your hair looks like. Don't da 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 da. To an extent. Okay, to an extent. If you are just showing up lazy bones on the couch and you're trying to sell a healthy lifestyle, probably not gonna get very far, right? If you are, trying to inspire people to be successful and live a life of freedom, and you're complaining about driving to work every day in your stories, right? So the content can you go post, like, can you say, you know what, I just got to get the video done. If it's like I've got to go with a messy bun or it's not going to get done, go with the messy bun, right? But inside of the quantity, you must incorporate quantity. So you must get yourself a good microphone, get yourself some really good lighting. Don't show up in the dark. Let people actually see your face. So do these basic things. You can film from your phone. That's fine. Just make sure you have the lighting in order to show up the way that you should. I mean, we can just get brighter and brighter if you'd like. But let people see your face. Show up and establish yourself as the authority, as the professional in whatever avenue you're talking about. Okay. This is going to help drive your brand, which is going to help you essentially make sales and produce income along the way. The other piece to this, you guys, is so many people just post and pray. So it's not just about content. Is content important? 1,000,000%. You should be getting seen, having calls to action, being in front of people as much as humanly possible on as many platforms as you can handle, right? However, if your only hope is posting a video, hoping it goes viral, hoping someone sees it, hoping someone clicks the link, hoping someone purchases, this is the snail's route to success. You're most likely you're going to get more discouraged than anything, and you're going to end up quitting before you even reach the pinnacle of success, before you even have the chance to be successful, because you're posting and praying, relying on the magical world of social media just to do its thing. Well, you have to do your thing, okay? So a piece of that also is getting in and interacting with other people. So this goes along with the networking side too. So if you'll notice, as we go through the steps of success, they very much flow with each other together. So go in, post your content first and foremost. Have your content, post your content. Don't go a day without it. Stay consistent in doing it. Very important, okay? Now, and here's the thing. Again, if it's like, I can't post all four today, at least post one, right? I have my Instagram and my Facebook. My personal Facebook and my personal Instagram are hooked together, and I still talk about business and things on there. And then I have another professional Facebook side. Well, sometimes I'll just post to my Instagram, so I hit two birds, one stone, and then maybe every day I'll get on TikTok, and maybe every day I'll get on YouTube, but it's a non-negotiable Instagram, Facebook type of thing. So post somewhere every single day. Again, the idea is to keep showing up so that you stay relevant in people's minds when it comes to, hey, I've been looking for a great blah, 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 whatever product. Oh, I know that Brie does it because she always talks about it in her videos. I've been looking for a social media coach. I've been looking on how to earn money online. Oh, Brie talks about that all the time, right? So just staying consistent is there. So making sure you get the content out is first and foremost. But the other side of this is you need to make sure you're interacting on people's posts that are of your target audience, right? So one, you need to know who your target audience is. If you have not done an avatar training, if you don't know who your ideal client is, you got to do that work first, so that when you do create the content, the messaging actually draws them in and induces a sale. right? That's very important. So if you don't know who your avatar is, you got to go back. That's like square one. You got to go back and make sure you know exactly who you're talking to, what problems they suffer from, and how your product or service then goes and solves it for them. And even if it's one product, you guys, okay, here's what I don't want you to shy away from. Even if it's one product and it solves one problem, let's say, you can be on repeat. You can be the broken record on repeat, obviously not making the exact same video or just posting that one video over and over again, but you can be repeating the same message and over again because again, it's about getting seen. We know that the average time people need to see something before actually taking action, it used to be like 7 times. Now, honestly, because of social media, it's more like 30 to 40 times. I know, right? So you're allowed to be a broken record. You can send the same message. You can share the same success stories over and over again because the chances are the people who are going to see them today didn't see them yesterday, even though you're going to post them tomorrow, right? So don't worry about that. Don't overthink it. Just get the stuff done. Get your messaging out there. And then go and find other places where your ideal clients hang out. Okay. And then I want you to start interacting with them, commenting on their posts, getting in their messenger, building relationships, asking questions, right? One of the greatest things to help you make a sale today is obviously creating a message that solves someone's problem. Well, the easiest way to find out what people's problems are go to where your ideal clients hang out and ask. So maybe it's a group, maybe it's a video that you make on your TikTok or in your reels or in your stories, but ask your ideal client, hey, but again, just pulling this out of thin air, but women who have had babies, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much harder is it for you to lose weight after the baby than it was before? Right? So engaging questions and just building this rapport and just again establishing yourself as an authority, as a leader, as someone they can trust in the space. All right. So interacting with people is crucial so that when you do post about your product and or your service or your business, then you have new eyeballs on it. So when you are doing the demos, whether it's a pudding demo or whether it's a before and after, when you're telling these stories, you have new eyeballs out there watching because you've been doing your work, interacting with other people. And also, just know any algorithm, okay? Any algorithm, if you're interacting with people back and forth, like let's say in a comment of, doesn't matter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to call it, if you're going back and forth with someone, the algorithm is going to think that you know each other, or now you've had that interaction, so you're definitely connected. Your stuff's going to start showing up in their platform more often. Okay, last and certainly not least, I would say the biggest thing to do to help you produce a sale is get your products in people's hands. Okay. So how are we doing that? One way that I actually love to do that is, so one of my products is a coffee, okay? And this is in my health and wellness business, and we have stick packs. And so instead of someone making the first initial investment to get a full bag of it, I have what I've dubbed a 5-day feel good. And so people can go and buy get 5 sticks of that coffee, and I give them a free frother. So I make a little deal for them for 25 bucks, right? And so you can make little sample packs. I'm a fan of selling your samples. Do some people like to give away samples? Yes, but I'm telling you, a free stick of coffee versus a paid for stick of coffee sits in a drawer longer. Okay. The free coffee stick is going to sit in the drawer longer, you guys. So, that's one way. And then also, again, with the demos, getting in front of people through Messenger. So reaching out to people and saying, hey, I saw that you were suffering from X, Y, and Z. Would it be okay if I shared a little bit about something that's helped me with that same problem? So relating to people who have a problem that you used to have. So that's actually one of the greatest business models, you guys, is the idea of helping the person you used to be. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was last year, maybe it was 5 years prior. But how are you helping the person that you used to be? Because obviously that's going to have a more relatable story to you and what you've overcome. So I hope these ideas help. Let me know in the comments which one was your biggest takeaway. Did you have an aha? Did a light bulb come on? The biggest thing that I hope you take away is that you need to be putting your products in front of people every single day. And the more you're doing the interactions one-on-one versus one-to-many, you're going to have a higher conversion rate. So if you're in people's inboxes, maybe it's because you asked a question in your stories that had a call to action for an answer, someone answered, and now you're having a conversation. Maybe you put up a post asking a question about a problem that your product solves, and you get all the responses. Don't just keep it out there in the wide. Go and get personal with people and say, hey, you have a problem, I have a solution. Are you ready to get some help? Okay. Be bold, ask for the sale. Last thing I need to tell you this. I got to tell you this before I hop off. So I've told this story before, but many of you are new here, and maybe it's probably been a little over a year ago. No, it might have been longer than that. But anyway, neither here nor there. I was at a car dealership and I was selling one of my cars. I was just over it. That's a whole nother issue in and of itself, but I was just over it. I was ready to get rid of it. And so I was selling a car there, and at this particular dealership, they bought cars, whether you bought one from them or not. And they also had Jeeps. Well, the company that I partner with also provides a Jeep stipend. So if I drove a Jeep, I would get paid $500 a month to put some logos on a Jeep and drive it around, right? Well, we're at the Jeep dealership. I'm thinking I want a Wagoneer. And this was back in the time where Wagoneers were new and you had to order them. This was when all the crazy happened and there was not just cars sitting on lots, right? So I sell my car, they give me a check for that. And while I'm sitting in the man's office, I start asking about the Grand Wagoneer. He's like, well, we could actually build one right here for you right now on my computer. So we go through all the options. Like I'm standing behind this guy's desk, Clay and I are there talking, like, what about this? Oh, do we need that? Da, 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 da. We build out the whole flipping car from literally the ground up on this man's computer. And all he does is say, okay, cool, I'll print it out for you. Here you go. Prints out the paper that has all the options that we chose. That was it. He never said, okay, do you want to put this thing on order? Or assume the sale, right? Go ahead and assume the sale. Say, okay, let me go ahead and get you a link for that, right? He could have said, all right, so this is going to be X amount down, and then when it comes in on this day, this happens or whatever. He could have assumed the sale. At the very least, asked, hey, are you ready to put this on order? He did none of those. I walked out of there without a Jeep, went about a year later and bought one from another dealership. Simply because I didn't need the Jeep. Would I have gotten the extra money to pay for it? That would have been great, and I would have been part of the program and all of this. Yeah, but it wasn't a necessity. Would I have put it on order right then and there and put a down payment if he would have asked for the sale? 1000% yes. I wasn't just building the Jeep because I had spare time. I was with intention to order it. But then I started second guessing myself. Oh, do I really need it? I don't even need it. Oh, I'll sit and think about it. Because he never asked and he could have had a sale. So my question to you is, how many sales are you missing out on because you simply haven't asked for it? When you've had the conversation, you know they have a problem, you know you have a solution, say, hey, are you ready to start getting the results you're looking for? If so, let's do business together. Okay? All right, you guys. Again, I hope this helps. Please put in the comments below which was your biggest takeaway and who are you sharing this with. I look forward to seeing you on step 3. But for now, goodbye and God bless.